Hey guys, hey, I'm Christy Ashenbrander. I'm the Angel Lady, and I'm a psychic intuitive medium, and I help people move beyond their limits. So it's been a bit since I've been on Fireside. It's been a couple weeks. My husband's like, come on, Christy, you got to get this done. You got to get on there. And I was just like, ugh. I was supposed to be on at 7 p.m. and 7 p.m. came, and I was like, wait a minute. Okay, so I scheduled it for 8 p.m. because I forgot to schedule the Fireside. I forgot to schedule it. I just can't believe it. Like, I don't know where my brain's been, but I have not been sleeping well. I'm going to shut off my Wi-Fi because it's telling me poor network quality. So if it pauses, I don't know if it's the same as Facebook. I know when you do stuff like that, it pauses. I don't know what's going on with this Wi-Fi, but hopefully that's better now. All right, so hello, Sonia. Hello, William. Hi, Anne. Hi, Anna. Hi, Devon. Hi, Christina. Hi, Ellen. You guys, thanks for showing up. I'm sorry, I didn't even know ahead of time. I'm trying to get this thing to shut off. Like, go away, poor network quality, as I'm poking the screen. So I hope you all have had a fabulous couple of weeks. I've been away. I was supposed to do card readings, angel cards with Christy last night, Tuesday night, and I just rescheduled it to Saturday. I'm just having trouble sleeping and getting enough rest. So I don't know if you guys are having trouble with that stuff too, but it hasn't been great for me. So before I bring anyone on the live, if you would like to have a message from Spirit, first of all, I would like for you to share with your followers, if possible. If you have Fireside followers, that would be great because that helps me. And I only have a couple rules. You get to have one or two people that you get to speak to, and you have to like have a pretty good internet connection so I can actually converse with you because it's kind of hard. I did one with somebody in a car once and it didn't work out so well. I mean, the message was great, but me trying to hear, it wasn't so great. So those are my only caveats. So if you'd like to hear from a loved one that has crossed over, let me know. Devon said that they shared. Thank you. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm terrible with names sometimes. So, I don't know, send me a message, put something in the chat, give me an emoji that you'd like to get on camera with me, and I'll do the best that I can to give you a message. Anna says, me. Awesome, Anna. Yay. Anybody else? We'll bring Anna up. I want to say Anna Banana. I can't help it. I love to rhyme things, so I just want to look at your pretty face. Let's invite you to video. Come on up, Anna.
Yes.
I hear you. I don't see you. I know sometimes this stuff doesn't work, so hopefully we can get you on here. I'm still figuring out Fireside. I can hear you, but I would love to see your face. There we go.
Yeah.
I see you.
Yes.
Oh, you have such pretty hair. I'm so jealous. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
What a great shade. It's like a reddish purple, or that's the way it looks in the light.
Yeah, like a burgundy-ish. I'm trying to cover up my grays. Trying to cover up the grays.
Nice. I hear you. Me too. All right. So you have someone that's crossed over that you'd like to hear from?
Yes.
Okay. So have you watched any of my Firesides before?
I have during this past week.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
I just joined.
Nice. Thanks for following me and being on my Fireside chat. That's awesome. So the way that it works is my husband told me to stop saying that I'm not the Long Island Medium or Tyler Henry, but I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I'm not as well known as them. So I do my best to bring healing to each and every person that has someone that is crossed over. And it's kind of like translating a foreign language. And sometimes, I just don't get it right. And I'm human. I make mistakes. So I do the best that I can to understand them, and they do the best that they can to match my vibration. So somewhere in between we meet. So the way that I connect is usually by a name or by a name and how they're connected to you. So who would you like to talk to?
My brother.
Okay. What's his name?
Francisco.
Does he have a last name?
Pro. P as in Paul, R-O.
Did you say Pro?
Yes, that's her last name.
Okay. Francisco Pro. Well, that's interesting.
Yes.
I feel like he tried to live up to that name and he didn't.
We all try. We still
Yeah.
try.
It's like a family joke, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So Francisco. So before I get on Fireside Live, I try to connect with energies, um, and see who come forward and before the live. And I saw a man that was kind of not heavy but huskier build, and he had like short, very short hair. Does that energy match him at all? I'm just curious to who I saw prior to coming on.
No, well, my father also passed on, but my brother, when he passed on, he was young. He was 15 years old.
Okay. Does that match your father's energy?
Well, he has short hair.
Okay.
He's kind of
I'm
husky.
just
Yeah,
curious.
he's kind of husky.
I try to call them in. So my dog has been seeing someone all day. So we always try to figure out what's going on because usually with female energy, she's just like, she'll sniff the air and be like, who's here? And you know that there's somebody else there.
Hmm.
But usually with a man, she'll bark. So if it's like a male energy, she'll bark at them. But somebody's been in
Oh.
my house today all day. So I'm just curious.
Well,
Did
his
he
name
have,
is my father's name is Francisco as well.
okay. So did either of them have an affinity for dogs? They like dogs, get along with dogs. Dogs really like them.
No.
Okay, and that's okay. I was just curious who my dog was seeing earlier. So, all right.
Hmm.
So I'm just gonna go with the older energy for now, okay? And then
Okay.
we'll come back to your brother. So this man that just came to me a few minutes ago, for some reason he was showing me his hair. I don't know if he was like very vain about his hair or
Yes, exactly. Exactly. The
like
last time I saw him, he was looking in the mirror doing this with his hair.
as I was just doing, right?
Yes.
So I guess that's his way of saying like, this is me, I'm here, I'm connecting with
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
Um, so your brother passed before your father, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So let me just stay with his energy for now. We'll go to the little brother or your brother in just a minute. Is he your younger brother?
He was the oldest. Yeah. So
Okay.
I was very young when he passed on.
Okay. So the father energy is showing me his build and very specifically like having put on weight. So did he struggle with weight gain or having a heavier build? Um, he's showing me
He
that he was a bigger, almost like not like really obese or anything like that, but like I feel like he was, for lack of better words, I'm gonna say thick. Like he was a
uh,
stout man.
well, his face appeared to be that but his body really wasn't that stout. But he did have a huge kind of like belly, a huge kind of like beer belly. It was. I mean, he looked 9 months pregnant, basically.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm just gonna continue to follow with the energy. And what he's saying to me is that um he was uncomfortable in his body at some point of where it was a struggle for him to I don't know if he really loved food and like his belly was always full or if he like struggled to breathe because of his weight, the weight of his belly. Like I just feel really uncomfortable in the it's not even the lung area. It feels more like in the diaphragm area. Does that make any sense to you at all?
Well, yes. I mean, yeah, he definitely had a huge beer belly, and when he would walk around, it would cause him back problems. So he was always, would
Okay.
get up slowly and complain about his like lower back area.
Okay. Okay. So there's other siblings besides you, but that are still living, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So is one of the ones that is still living struggle with depression or just feeling stuck in life? Because he's showing me like it's not you, there's someone else connected to you that is really struggling with low vibration, low energy, just not feeling well, feeling good about themselves, feeling good about their lives. Does that make sense to you at all?
Um, I would say it's the other way around. And that sounds more familiar towards what I'm experiencing.
Okay, okay. Could be just my translation, but I've got the energy right.
Yeah, no. I mean, she could be.
um,
I would be surprised if my sister's feeling that way. I'd totally be surprised, but nothing that I'm aware of.
okay. So your brother that's passed, that's the only male, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I feel like your dad had to come through first because he needed to let you know that he's there. He's there for you. Um, he's showing me his shoulder like he's shouldering energy for you or he's shouldering something for you. I don't know what that means. I don't know if he was always like your shoulder to cry on or to just like deal with things for you or to for you to talk to him and like he would help carry your burdens. Does that make sense to you?
He would just make my burdens just seem like an easy challenge or an easy obstacle for me to get through. He sounds very positive and very motivational. So, currently since he passed, I mean, he's the one who I frequently talk to when I have issues or there's something weighing heavy on me.
Okay. So basically, he's just showing me that he's still like that person for you. Um, so he's showing me shaking hands with your brother, and I don't know what that means. So does that have any? Does that resonate with you for some reason? He's showing me shaking hands. So
Shaky or shaking?
shaking
Like,
hands, like
oh no.
congratulations or hello, something like that. Like shaking hands with him. So had it been a big long time of like span of time between your brother's passing and your father's passing? So it was like they were meeting
Yes.
again.
Yes, my brother passed away in '87 and my dad passed away in 2017.
Oh wow. So yeah, it was quite a gap of time. Um, your brother was very active. He's showing me like being on a skateboard or like having to do with um, I'm seeing a skateboard. I don't know if he specifically had a skateboard, but like just being very active, very
Yeah.
like moving all the time. So whether that was sports, running, skateboarding, he was just very active all the time. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, we have one of his skateboards that he used to ride. Until he got sick, he wasn't able to ride as much, but he still has his skateboard.
Okay. Sorry, I lost my camera for just a second here. I'm trying to fix it. Technical
Hmm.
difficulties. Hold on one second.
No problem.
Fireside is so slow to respond to like any buttons that you push. It makes me crazy sometimes. There we go. Come on, turn back on.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm just gonna keep going with the skateboarding. So he did have a skateboard, so that was like his
Yes.
friend by his side all the time. There we go. I'm back on. He's showing me like carrying it with him everywhere he went. Whether it was like I don't think they were allowed to bring them to school, but it was like if he was allowed to bring them to school, he would have brought them to school with him.
Definitely.
Um, it was how he expressed himself. Does that make sense? So I don't know if he like fooled around and like tried to do tricks and tried to be like artistic about it. I feel like it was an art to him. Like it was something that he really enjoyed doing that made him feel good about himself. Does that make sense to you?
He enjoyed it very much. Like I said, he wanted to do more than his body was able to let him do.
I can relate to
But
that.
yes, but he tried. He still always tried until my mom would catch him and go out there and scold him because she was afraid he was going to get hurt, especially in his with his disease. But he was just a very funny. Everybody just wanted to be around him. He was very funny and charismatic, and you know,
Okay.
he was just a pleasure to be around. And I still remember. I mean, I have such a great memory. Everyone tells me I have a great memory, and it's just my head is full with so many memories. It's so vivid still in my mind.
Okay. So now he's bringing me through like feeling very sick. I
Hmm.
don't know if he was like vomiting a lot or sick to his stomach all the time.
Hmm.
Um, I I guess that the commonality, like what I would put together for this, would be a sickness like cancer. Um,
Hmm.
but I feel like there was also something else that was underlying. Does that make sense to you? Did he have something else that was going on as well?
No, not that we're aware of. Though he just had cancer of the liver.
Okay, so that's why I'm feeling it in the stomach. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, and it was very quick. Like it came on all of a sudden, and then like it was very debilitating very quickly. Is that right?
Well, no, I don't know. No, he fought for about almost 4 years.
Okay. Um, 4 years is a long time. That poor
Hmm.
baby.
Hmm.
Um, he tried to be funny though. I feel like he really had a sense of humor. He tried to laugh things off. He tried to make other people feel better about things. Even though like I don't think he even knew that like eventually he knew that he was going to pass on, but I feel like the family tried to keep that away from him or tried to keep him positive so
Hmm.
he wouldn't he wouldn't be afraid, right? But he knew, right? No matter how much you try to protect kids from those things, like they just have that innate sense of I feel like he was more like, it's going to be okay, mom. It's going to be okay, dad. I'm going to be fine. And it was more like him putting them at ease. Um,
Yes,
okay.
yes, he did ask my mom at one point if he was going to die because um, he had met some friends, frequenting the hospital so much he made friends, and about three other boys that were sick, and they they all passed before him. So for him, it was kind of solidifying to him that, oh, I'm going to be next, or I am going to die. And so he asked my
Mhm.
mom, and of course my mom said, no, of course you're not going to die. She
Right.
put him at ease, and he never once mentioned it again, and never once showed fear, or just never brought up the subject again. It just seemed, maybe he obviously, I'm guessing he knew he was, but he just wasn't going to show it, and want to put that onto us, or put that sadness onto us, or
Right. Is there by any chance, I'm hearing the name, I'm not sure if it's Nina or Maria that's crossed over on the other side. I'm not great with names, so like you could take that with a
Nina.
grain of salt.
My godmother. That's what we called them in Spanish. We called them Nina.
Nina. Oh, so I was hearing
My
Nina,
Nina.
Nina, and I'm like, is that Nina or Maria? Okay,
Well, her name is Maria. Her name is Mariela. Mariela, and yeah, I would call her
so
Nina.
so it
Yes,
was
her name is
both.
Mariela. Mariela. Yes, and so yeah, that's the term we use, Nina. My
Wow.
Nina. So
So that's his way of saying like she's there with him.
oh wow,
Yeah.
okay, yes.
So
I dream about her a lot, which is not odd, but I'm just surprised out of my father and my son that I dream of her most often.
it's easier for her to come through.
Okay.
So that I would attribute to not that you don't feel sadness of the loss, but your grief doesn't block it. Does that make sense to you? Because
Oh yes.
a lot of people, when they lose someone, they'll be like, "Oh, well, I dreamed about this person or I dreamed about that person. Why don't I get messages from this person?" And a lot of times, it's just the innate sadness and the loss inside that's just. It's not that it can't happen. It's just that sometimes it's too much to experience. Does that make sense to you? So it's not the right
Yes.
time. It'll happen when it's
Mhm.
meant to happen. It's not that you can't or it's not going to happen. It's just more of like the grieving process sometimes needs to be at a certain point before that can be facilitated. Does that make sense to you?
Perfect. Yeah. Yes, it
Okay.
does.
And I know that your brother's been gone a long time, but I feel like you feel like him around more um, than you do anyone else.
I would hope so. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I, I talk more to my father after, and I guess I just feel that because it was so recent with my father,
Yep.
and of course we had more years together, as a family, but I guess I've been grieving my brother for
Mm-hmm.
so many years.
Yeah.
It's been so many years, and
It's hard.
I
It's
think
hard.
his I think his is still more difficult to get over than my father's.
Mhm.
If that makes sense.
It does make sense, and I'll explain to you why I understand that. It's not that I've lost a sibling. But I did have, and it wasn't even a good friend of mine. It was just basically an acquaintance that passed that was the same age as me. And
Sorry.
having somebody so close to your age group or so close in relation to who you are as a child, it's very traumatizing because you're looking at you're facing your own mortality, and you faced your own mortality at a very young age. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You know, and it's horrible to have to be subjected to such a loss, you know, having
Ye-
to see a sibling suffer and just, you know, not be there anymore physically, you know. But
Yeah. He was my protector. He was my protector.
so is there
At such a young age.
between us? 8 years between you?
I was. Well, yes. 4 years.
4 years?
Almost 5. Yes.
Okay.
And we have a middle sibling. So he would always protect me from my older sister.
Okay. So the number 8 is significant. So that's why I said 8 years. How does the number 8 relate to him?
The number 8.
It's okay if you can't figure it out now, but like he's bringing up the number 8, so it could be like September or the 8th day or something like that.
Hmm. I
I know
can't think of anything.
this happened the other day, and it was the number 3, and there was triplets in the family. So, any
Number
chance there's
8.
quintuplets, or what is number 8?
No, yeah, no, no.
Just kidding. So I feel like you have a son. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay, so is your son named after him or like him in any way?
he's named after him.
Okay, so just bringing validation to you, like thank you for that honor, like you did that to honor your brother.
I did. I did it to honor my brother, to just to bring happiness, restore the happiness in my family and with my parents. To bring them back some happiness.
And that was such a great thing for you to do for your family because it was almost as if you were bringing him back to
And
life.
back.
Mhm.
That's the way they felt it and received it. And yeah, it changed everything. It changed just their mental state. It just brought him so much joy that when he was born, and till the day.
How old is he now?
He is a 22.
Oh wow. So is my son. He's 22. Okay, so just bringing validation to you. Your video is frozen now too, so I don't know what's going on with these cameras. Okay, there you are. You're back.
Yeah.
So, um, there isn't a day that you're without your father or your brother.
Thank you.
Okay, so talking to your dad, of course, he always hears you, so you don't have to say through me that you love them, right? You know, they can hear you talk to them all the time. You're not crazy when you see the signs or you have the dreams. Those are real visitations, right? They're real presents that they give to you when you find things like the coins, the feathers, or things that are related to them. You know, those are real gifts from them. No matter how they come to you, they're meant for you to help you through your grieving process. What's going on with your mom right now, though? Is she having some health issues?
She's in remission. Yes, she had breast cancer, but she's been in remission for a little bit over a year now.
Hmm.
Um, and she's doing great.
Oh, good.
Um, no other serious health issues or anything. But yeah, and she was diagnosed really soon after when my father passed.
Okay. I feel like he's like whispering in her ears, like, "Come on, take care of yourself. Make sure.
Mhm.
Just make sure she stays on top of it. Okay, don't let her kind of push it off to the side. I feel like she has a
Okay.
tendency to push things off to the side. Um, like I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. It's not a big deal. You know, even if it's just a little thing, don't let her push it off to the
Go
side. Okay.
keep going to her checkups and okay.
Yeah. Maybe you should go with her and be like, come on, let's go.
I do because she doesn't drive, so she doesn't drive. So my sister and I take turns taking her to appointments. So
Good.
we were
Good.
yeah really
And
involved in her appointments. So
you guys go out to like lunch afterwards?
yes, we definitely take advantage of that and we go out to eat.
Yeah, so he was showing me like all of you sitting together at a table laughing. And
Mhm.
he'll be there too listening.
My
um,
goodness, yes.
so I feel it's been a really long time since your brother's passed. And I feel like your mom doesn't deal with it as well as what she should. Like, I feel like she kind of puts it in a closet. Does that make sense
Hmm.
to you? Like, wraps it
Oh
up and
yes,
puts it
definitely.
away.
Hmm.
Okay. So I feel like they're showing me like chipping away at a block. And it's almost as if, like, I don't want to say that her heart has turned to stone, but some of her outer shell is very, very stony. Does that make sense to you?
Hmm. A perfect sense. Perfect
Okay.
sense.
So
Exactly.
like
That's
like
exactly
her
what you see.
emotional reactions aren't what I guess what normal people would say they should be, but what is normal. You know what I mean? So
Exactly. Yes.
just keep chipping away at her. That's what I'm hearing. Just
Hmm.
keep chipping away. Just keep trying. Don't give
Bear
up.
with it. Bear with her. Bear
Don't
with
give
her.
up.
Yes.
Try not to get short. I don't know how old she is, but I don't know if she's dealing with any like memory issues. But I feel like there's going to come a time where she's dealing with memory issues and she might get a
Hmm.
little bit more ornery. So it might be a little bit more hard to deal with. Just try and have
Yes.
patience, patience, patience. And I feel
Okay.
like she already tries your patience sometimes. So,
Exactly. Yeah,
okay.
you hit it right on the dot. I mean, it's exactly bullseye.
So your mom is going to see him again, your brother.
Hmm.
And it's gonna be so I don't know. I don't make predictions on when people like how long people are gonna live or what's gonna happen
Hmm.
to them. But I do know that she's gonna start seeing him at some point. Like I woke up and I saw Francisco by my bed or in my bedroom or whatever. And I just want you to know that when that starts to happen, just know that I don't mean it in a bad way, but like just cherish the time that you have left with her. Like that's the
Okay.
time to start like preparing yourself for her passing. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. So things will get increasingly difficult with her attitude.
Okay.
And just you're gonna need a lot of patience, so start practicing it now.
I've been practicing. But yes,
So
no, I definitely, yeah, definitely.
you have a
I try
daughter as
really hard.
well.
I do. I have two.
Okay. So there's one though. Hold on, let me see what I'm getting for her. So what they're showing me is that you said to me that you're the one that struggles sometimes with feeling like sad or down in the dumps.
Yes.
So they're showing me a daughter that shows similar tendencies to that. Not as outgoing, um, not as happy. Okay. I'm not sure why they're bringing it up. So just give me a second here to follow through with it. Um, you have a lot on your plate. Like you have a lot to deal with. You have a lot of grief. And then the one child, they're showing me the one child that really struggled. Okay. And I feel like you struggle right alongside her. So I don't know, like my daughter, I didn't like her from the age of 14 to 26. We butted heads constantly. So and
Yes.
that's because we're a lot alike and that's why we butt heads. So if you're struggling with that relationship, I need to tell you that it's gonna get better. Okay.
Okay.
It's gonna take some time, but it's gonna get better. How old is she? Oh
She's 14. 14. And we're the same sign. We're both Scorpios, and
boy.
she's,
My son's a
I mean,
Scorpio.
she's a Scorpio. Your daughter is Scorpio as well.
No, my son is a Scorpio.
Oh, your son. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So imagine she's Scorpio, but she exactly what you said. She's not very social.
Mhm.
She's just recently came to me and said she feels out of place wherever
Mhm.
she's at, and she asked me if I can take her to get see if they get diagnosed with maybe ADHD or ADD or dyslexia, or she just feels that there's something wrong. She can't really pinpoint it, but she's just I don't just feels awkward. Just she has trouble putting words together. Like she knows a word, but she just can't bring it out. And so she told me twice, and just kind of laughing. I said, "Oh my goodness, you don't have any ADHD," and just making light of it. But this last time she came to me, I can tell how serious she was, and I do notice that she's not very social. But again, my son isn't social at all either.
Mhm.
Um, so I just thought, oh, it's normal, but I understand she is a girl. Her hormones are much different than men, than boys,
Yeah.
and she's going through the change too. So that's
Yeah.
what we're starting the process of speaking to a therapist. And we made an appointment already
Good.
to have her diagnosed or have an assessment. So we're in that at the moment. I'm very patient with her.
Good.
Um, try to get her to open up, or
Hmm.
just she knows I'm there. She knows I'm there.
Okay. So I think it's important for her to like have a conversation with her about things that she does like, and maybe find some place where she could find people she can relate to. So, but she has to pinpoint things that she likes. And I really think that she has a hard time doing that because of social
Mhm.
influences. Like, I remember being in school and like, you have to like these clothing brands and you have to listen to this music and you have to be this kind of person. And
Yes, and she's not that. She's not.
I was the
She
kind of
doesn't
person that
follow the
was like,
trend.
yeah, yeah. I was
Yes,
like,
she doesn't follow the
mm,
trend. She's herself, and I guess that's why she just feels out of place,
yeah,
and she can't like connect. She does have a best friend. They've been best friends since preschool, if you can
good.
imagine that. But that's it. That's the only one.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's okay.
mhm.
But I think it's just like really good that you're taking it seriously. So that's just a validation. Like, good job. It's not going to be easy. um, 26 is
Yeah.
the magic number for me anyway. It took that long, 14 to 26. Like, I couldn't even, I really, like, my daughter and I just really butted heads, and she was,
Wow. So it's still got a long way to go. I'm still at the initial, the beginning of the. Wow. Yeah. 14 to
well, I
26. Yeah.
mean, I'm a Taurus and my daughter's a Capricorn. So it's like, I stand my ground and she's the Ram. So, yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
so it took some time for our relationship to heal, but it might be different for you. I don't feel like there's a disconnection. I just feel like she's struggling right now and just really needs some extra TLC. But you also struggle, and then you have all this grief and all these
Mhm.
other people to deal with too. So it's a lot on your plate. So don't forget your self care too.
That's the new me. That's what I've started to do. Learn to say no. Learn to not let everybody put their burdens on me, or just think of myself and give myself some time as well.
Yes,
Because I just don't do that. I'm like the mother hen.
but you got to take care of you.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me or your dad or your brother or your grandmother who popped in?
My godmother. Yes. No, I just for my father. The day before my mother got the diagnosis that she had breast cancer, I was laying in bed. It was complete dark. I was on my phone, and all of a sudden, I see a light turn on. It's like a long votive lamp, but it's battery operated,
Hmm.
and it hadn't worked for probably 6 years. But it still looked pretty, so I had it, on top of my dresser, and it turned on,
Hmm.
and I just whipped around, and I was just shocked, and I just right away I said, "Dad, is that you?" And then it just started flickering. And they said, "Are you here just to show me you're by my side, or are you coming to tell me bad news?" For some reason, they said, "Are you coming to tell me bad news?" And of course, there was no answer. But the next day, my mom called me to let me know that she was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yeah.
So the next morning, I told my son about it, and the next day he went into the laundry room. I store some Christmas decorations and things, and there was a Christmas lamp, exactly the same battery operated, that had been on the shelf for 3 years. So
Hmm.
he goes to the laundry. Well, we have our washer and dryer there. So he went into the washer, and he came back. When he came back into the house, he said, "Mom," he's like, "You're not going to believe what happened." I said, "What?" He said, that red Christmas lamp, battery operated, that's right by the washer. He said it turned on. It turned on, and so it's exactly the same thing
Yeah.
that that happened to me. I just couldn't believe it. So
Mhm.
it they do turn on once in a while. So obviously I haven't thrown them away. I keep them as something like that he's like as able to communicate with me through.
Yeah.
Um, so I just feel like okay, if something hard's coming my way, I have it there so he can let me know like he did the first time with my mom.
Yeah. And he lets you know that he's there.
So
Right.
so I just want to know is it was it him? Is it
Of
him? I'm
course.
pretty sure it is,
Of
but
course.
okay,
If anything happens,
okay,
like you find something or you hear something or you see something, the first person to pop into your head is the person to let you know that's there. So even
okay,
if you're like doing nothing or so you're doing the dishes or watching TV and then like your dad pops into your head or your brother pops into your head out of nowhere, you're not even thinking about them. That's them saying hello. So
okay.
they're there. They're always there.
Oh gosh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I definitely needed this. Yeah, I haven't dared to touch the subject or try to even, connect with them before. It's just, like I said, it's still very in the forefront. But I just knew I needed to ease a little bit. So, and I found you, and I just said, okay, I know she's going to connect with me. I know she's going to connect with me. I just knew it. So, thank you very much. It
You're
does mean
welcome.
a lot to me.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for coming on here and being vulnerable and sharing your story.
Yeah, it's the side that I don't show at all, a vulnerable side. But
You're
thank you. Thank you.
welcome. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Thank you.
See you later.
All right.
I turned myself off by accident.
Yes.
Oh, this fireside. I'll never figure it out. Okay,
Okay.
bear with me, guys. Hold on. I'm trying to get it. It takes so long. I think the longer that I'm broadcasting, the harder my phone gets, the worse it reacts. So I hit the wrong button now, so I gotta wait for it again. Come on. Any day now. Here we go. Turn on video. All right, I hit the button. It's gonna take a second, but I'll be back, I promise. Come on. Yay, I did it. Oh my goodness. All right, let's look at the chat here, see what I missed out on. Hello, everybody. Just reading all the comments here. Wow, there's a lot. Thanks for sharing, everybody that could share. Let me say hi Pat, hi Heather, hi Ashley, Eliza Dell, that's a nice name. Vicky, we got Ellen, we got Ekta, and Lori and Sheila and Ian and Tanya and Amy. Wow, where did all you people come from? Teresa, Ashley, Shweta, that's a different name. Sonia, yay. All right, so I'm gonna pick one more person to come on Fireside Live with me, and we're gonna try another Messages with Spirit. Just gonna grab a drink real quick. Hold on. All right. I am slightly hydrated. Who's next? Eeny, miny, miny. Yeah, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch Spirit by the toe. You shall be the one to be it. Who are you? Let's see. Ashley Johnson. Do you want to come on Fireside Live with me? Is it called Fireside Live or is it just called Fireside? I don't really know.
Hey.
Hello! How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Great. So have you seen me on Fireside before?
Yes, I've watched previous ones before.
Awesome. Thanks for being here on Fireside with me. So who would you like to connect to?
Anybody on the other side that I got a lot of family that's passed away. Don't really have too many left over.
One or two, and I connect by their name. So if you could just give me a name and who they are to you, and I'll see what I can bring through.
Shauna or Betty.
Last name?
Shauna is Kidd, Kidd, and Betty is Johnson.
Is Betty like grandma?
Yes.
And Shauna, who is Shauna to you?
He's my cousin.
Okay. I'm just writing this down because I connect with writing things down. Okay. Let me just adjust here. I feel like we got a very strong Betty coming through. We got some Betty energy. So I feel like Betty was very opinionated. She liked to give everyone her opinion on everything. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Good. Not your usual grandma. So I come on Fireside and I talk about grandmas all the time or on my Facebook lives because grandmas are sometimes hard to read because there's certain attributes to everybody's or most grandmas that are similar, like curly hair or glasses or they crochet or they bake. I feel like your grandmother was actually out of the ordinary and didn't do a lot of the quintessential grandma things. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Definitely.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't want to insult anybody's grandma, but I feel like she liked to talk about people, like gossip, to talk about like this person did this and this person did that, and almost like not in a derogatory or bad way. She just liked to talk about everybody's business. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. It does.
Great. Thank you for validating that. I almost feel like she's a lot like I had an aunt. Her name was Donna, and she was a grandma too at one point. But she was just just like sit down, have a cigarette, let's chat about the neighborhood and what's going on and all those people, and just kind of like put her nose in everywhere.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Very strong energy, very opinionated, and it didn't matter whether or not you wanted her opinion, she'd give it to you. Like
Yeah.
you didn't have a choice in that matter. It was just a it was just her. It was just a Betty thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was
So
very in her way and everything. Yeah.
so I feel like that her straightforward kind of attitude, you're kind of the same way, and you get that from her. You're very straightforward. You don't put up with anything. You're not going to deal with anybody's crap, and you're going to voice your opinions. And I feel like she was a lot like that. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. Great. She's definitely not your typical grandma.
No.
And I feel like she was the first to do something that a female in the family wouldn't have done. So, back in the old days, and we'll say old days because I really don't feel like she was that old. I feel like, the first woman in the family to drive, or the first woman in the family to go to college, or the first woman in the family to get divorced. Or does any of that ring a bell with you for her? Like she was the first to do something that somebody else wouldn't have done in her generation.
She had a job, but yeah, I know, right? But like I've recently come across photos of her, and she's like a teenager, and she's got like this little pinup outfit on, and she's like on a old school motorcycle, and I'm thinking, man, if I would have saw these when she was still here, God, we could have like bonded over that kind of stuff, like. So yeah.
Okay, cool. I feel like she's kind of like proud of that though, and probably stayed hidden away from everybody's sight because it's almost as if like other people didn't want her to tell them. Does that make sense to you? So like outside people. I feel like she had a very specific space, what I would call like a stoop, whether it was inside or outside, but it was like she could view like the neighborhood, like out a window, or she sat in front of a window, or just outside of a window on a porch. Very specifically, I'm seeing her looking out a window. Does that make sense to you?
Not the window part, but she'd always sat on the back porch.
Okay, so a stoop.
Or
So
on the back porch, yeah.
okay. Could you see her out on the porch through a window?
What do you mean?
Like if she was sitting on the porch, could you look out a window and see her sitting on the porch?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
just lost in translation in my brain.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I just trying to put the connections together in my own head. So, I'm just trying to ask her what happened in her passing. So I'm just conversing with Grandma, who doesn't like. I almost feel like she doesn't want to talk about it. Like she's just like, meh.
Does the family and do the people on the other side, did they actually like see like I recently had a daughter and stuff like that? Like,
of course,
they
hold them before they.
I know that's a dumb question, right? Because of course they are.
Dumb questions here. No dumb questions. So she's showing me her arms. I don't know why she's showing me her arms. She's just like, she's got her arm out and she's just like showing me her arms. And what I'm seeing of her arms is that they're very small. So
yes.
Okay. I don't know whether she was a small boned person or like whatever happened to her made her get smaller. She's showing me her arms. They were very, very small and thin. So the cousin, is that related to your grandmother? Because I don't feel like they're directly related in some way.
Yeah.
They are?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
If not my cousin, then what's the name?
Margie?
No, your dad.
Lloyd? My dad's name is Lloyd.
Lloyd, it's like a great grandfather. Lloyd Moore.
Did you smoke a pipe?
I'm sorry?
Did you smoke a pipe?
My grandpa did.
Yeah, he's showing me a pipe.
What?
Is that the same person?
That's your papa.
No, that's my grandma Betty. That's her husband. That did the pipe.
So they're together. What I was trying to get at was like Betty's not showing me that Shauna's there with her. They're on different planes. So when that happens, that means that one of them has something that they're dealing with on the other side that they didn't deal with on this side, which means they're still learning. So when people cross over, they go through the life review process and they see how they affected other people's lives. And I feel like Shauna is still in that space of where she's having to review and having to deal with things that happened when she was alive. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like she was a very ride or die person. Like very just like, what's the word?
Ride or die.
But it was more than that. She was more than that. Like she was very just like, I don't want to say the word hard on, but like just like went hard at everything. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So did she have a substance abuse problem at any point?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where the learning process is coming in for her.
Yeah.
So grandma and grandpa are together, but Shauna is still I have goosebumps. I have super goosebumps. She's still dealing with the things that caused the substance abuse. So I feel like she had a lot of trauma in her life. Like, so bad. So bad. A lot of trauma in her life. I don't know if she was like sexually abused or raped, but there was a lot of like physical abuse. Where it came from, I'm not sure. But like the substance abuse is a result from that abuse. It was her way to cope and deal with things. And then it kind of turned her into, like, I'm itching everywhere. It turned her into a person that she didn't like. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
He's still a sweetheart, and everything underneath. But yeah, just
Yeah, no judgments, no
it
judgment.
destroyed. It destroyed her.
But she still has to deal with that trauma, which she
Yeah.
didn't deal with, right? So she's in that review process still. I don't feel like it's been a long time since she's been gone, though.
No, it hasn't been like super long. No, just a few years.
So
That's why my dad. Your grandpa.
you guys were like sisters?
Yeah, we were really close.
That's what she's saying, like sisters. She's showing me side by side, like always together, always doing things. But when she went, I don't want to throw you under the bus here.
Oh
But-
God.
But you not played a part, but you almost went down the same road, but pulled back. Does that make sense to you? What she's showing me is like you're side by side, side by side, side by side, and then she got into some real stuff and problems, and you're like, it's almost as if you stepped into it with her, or almost did, and then you pulled back. Like, no, that's not going to be my life. Does that
Yeah,
make sense to you?
yeah, it's totally. Yeah,
Good choice.
I know, right?
She has a lot of regrets for I don't know if like the end of her life was a result of her substance abuse, but she's taking responsibility for it. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is a good step, like because I feel like she never took real responsibility for anything before. There's a lot of heaviness in her heart around that.
a ton of it. Yeah,
Not to worry though. She's getting through it. Like she needs you to know that she's getting through it and recovering. She's saying recovery, recovery, recovery. So I know that recovery wasn't possible for her while she was on, this planet, but she's recovering on the other side. Okay. And that's important for you to know that things are better for her, and she has the ability to she's learning coping skills, and I feel like she'll be back. She's gonna come back around in your lifetime. So whether that's like a grandbaby or a second or a third cousin, but you're gonna recognize it. You're gonna see it, and you'll know it. Okay, and then you're gonna remember that I said it.
I know, right?
Okay.
Totally gonna mark this moment.
So the man with the pipe
Mhm.
didn't have a lot to say. He didn't really say a lot in this lifetime either. But he says a lot of wisdom is not said in words. I don't even know where that came from or what that even means. But apparently he didn't talk a lot for a reason.
Okay.
I don't even know. So grandma and grandpa together. Shauna's still dealing with her stuff, but she's doing good. Let me just get some information here. Hold on.
That's right, grandpa.
Dexter,
Mom, can you get the dog, please?
you guys are struggling right now?
Yes.
For just in general.
Yeah. So what I mean by that is, hold on, because this is grandma. Give me a second. So what's it? I don't want to say like this is Fireside, so everybody can watch it. Sorry, did my camera freeze? I don't even know. So my phone's dying. But anyway, I don't want to say it because everybody's on Fireside watching. But the struggles that you're having right now, and I feel like it has to do with finances or something around money. Something around money doesn't necessarily mean that you're destitute and down and out, but it's uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable feeling. She's saying you've got to get past your blocks, and you guys are stuck. You guys are stuck. It's like being stuck in mud. Like you're constantly pedaling and you're trying to get forward, but it's like it almost feels like you guys never get ahead, and you got to believe in yourself more. So I don't know if you're an artist or if you do self work or work on the side, but you got to put that belief in yourself whether it's you, your significant other, whoever's there with you. You've got to believe in yourself. Does that resonate with you at all?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. As soon as you start believing in yourself and that you deserve it, it'll come. Okay?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions for me?
I do.
Yeah, there was my you can hear that, I'm sure, right?
I heard it.
Yeah, it's my mother. But yeah, what was the name?
Lloyd,
Lloyd Moore. It's
Okay.
was my great grandfather.
your grandpa.
My grandpa.
Your mother's side.
Your mom's dad?
Yeah, she's talked about him for such a long time. Mom?
So, did he or was he, did he grow up on a farm?
Yeah.
Okay. So he showed me like farmland, farm animal. And he showed me the backside of him, meaning like he's looking out on it with pride. So I feel like he didn't come from a lot and he didn't have a lot of things, but he was very proud of how hard he worked throughout his life. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Very hard worker, very honest man, very, very straightforward.
I can't see her.
Oh, hang on a second. I lost you. There we go. Is it on? Uh-oh.
Oh, please don't.
I can hear you, but it's frozen.
I know. I don't know how to.
That's okay. Just give it a second.
There we go. Sorry about that.
That's okay. It's still frozen on my part, but it's okay. So, there you are. So he was a very honest, very hardworking person, and he took great pride in himself and his name. So I don't know if he like built his name up from nothing, from dirt to like a strong name. This is a good, strong family, good, strong people, good, honest people, and those words, honesty and strong, go hand in hand. Like, you ever hear the saying like honest Abe? I feel like that was like honest Lloyd. Does that make sense to you?
Right.
People could trust him. People could lean on him.
He died in an airplane crash.
He died in an airplane
in '65 on Christmas Eve.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I know. And we never really got closure on that. He went to Da Nang. He flew supplies and ammunition for Flying Tiger Airlines. Crashed into a village. The whole village died.
Wow.
But we never got closure on that. What really happened?
There was mechanical issues. There was problems, like I'm seeing the gauges like spinning.
Really?
Was he the pilot?
He was the engineer.
Okay.
The flight engineer.
He's just showing me the gauges spinning. So I don't know if it was like something broke or but it's like mechanical issues. I feel like he tried to fix it though, like he tried to figure it out, but there wasn't anything that could be done. And he wasn't very old.
No. 45.
I'm 44, so
Yeah.
But he went from like, he showed me being very young and just like having nothing, and then like building himself up and being educated and just being a good, strong person, having a family. He was very proud of that. He was very proud of providing for his family, and he was really proud of teaching values. So I don't know if you remember any of those things from him, or if you were too young when he passed, but like he's a lot of pride in his family.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And we felt very sad about it all these years.
I can imagine. How old were you when he passed?
I was 6.
Yeah, you were still little. And you have a brother too?
Yes.
Just the two of you?
No, I have a sister.
Okay.
She's 4 years older.
In between. Okay. Is your brother passed?
No,
Okay. Does your brother look a
no,
lot like your father?
he does.
Okay. So that's why I'm getting confused. You don't have to ever question if he loved you.
Yeah, it wasn't that. It was the way he passed
Mm-hmm.
and the things we heard. You know, my grandma said things, and it was like it was hard.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys think there was like a conspiracy behind it?
Kind of,
Yeah.
because there was no answers.
Yeah.
Flying Tigers wouldn't give no answers and
I
no
feel
reports.
I feel like what happened was that there was like somebody neglected something and something went wrong in the plane and he tried to fix it but couldn't. And what happened was, you didn't really get any answers because the answers they would have given you a reason to be able to like sue them. But I'm just a psychic. What do I know?
And I know. There
wish
were a
I
lot
could-
of things going on back then, but
I wish
you
I
know,
could give you the evidence that you need, but just know that he's very proud of the family that he has and who you've all become.
oh, good.
Continue trying to be good people because that's the most important
And,
thing to him.
and my mom. How's my mom doing?
Your mom's crossed over too?
Yes,
What's her name?
her name was Donna.
Mm-hmm.
Donna Lee Moore.
I'm hearing that song in my head. Oh, Donna.
Oh. Yeah, we sing that a lot.
Yep. So there was a great gap of time between your dad passing and your mom passing.
Correct.
And y'all wondered if he was there when she passed. Did she remarry?
No.
Okay.
What she did and got divorced
Okay. So, but
one time.
the man that she married and divorced is also passed. Is that correct?
I don't know.
Okay.
I hope so.
I'm pretty sure that he is.
I hope so.
Because she's showing me two there, but you guys were wondering if your dad was there when she passed, and that's a definite yes.
Yeah, they were supposed to be remarried when he came back from that trip
Mm-hmm.
where the plane crashed. Yeah.
She brings through energy of like she was sick for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm feeling very sick to my stomach, like I'm gonna throw up.
She had cancer. Lung cancer.
Seems to be my cancer sign. Apparently, is like feeling like I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah.
That's what happened with the last reading too. So
Really?
she was a tough cookie though. Like she took care of like. I almost feel like she took care of the family. Like she worked really hard to hold things together.
He did.
Yeah.
She did.
She's proud of that too, and he's proud of her for that. Come here, look.
Oh God, you made me feel so good.
I'm glad. I feel like did she smoke? Like, is that the cancer? Like how she got
Yes.
cancer? And are you
Yes.
a smoker as well? Because I feel like
Yes.
she's telling me like you need to quit smoking.
Okay.
Like cigarettes, break them in half, throw them away. I quit smoking like 10 years ago or so. Well, actually, I think it's like 14, but it was the hardest thing I ever did. So I know it's really hard, but you have some beautiful grandbabies to be alive for. So
Yeah.
you're best.
I'm gonna give you back to Ash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Thank you very much. You're so
you're
awesome.
welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Look forward to next time.
All right. Bye. Let's see if I can get this to work. Fire
Thank you so
sign.
much.
You're welcome. Okay, you guys. So there we have it. Another successful Fireside Friday. Sorry I missed you last week. It was a rough week for me. I've really been having sleeping troubles, but I'll be back tomorrow night here, Fireside Live, with angel card readings. I think I have it set for 8 p.m.